By now, everyone already knows the story of Parasite. The film's giant success, which started at the Cannes Film Festival in 2019, also coincided with the 100th anniversary of South Korean cinema, which for many felt like the most perfect acknowledgement of the country's significant contribution to world cinema over the years. But what about the next century of Korean cinema? If festival selections from 2019 and 2020 are anything to go by, it's clear we're seeing more and more amazing films made by women coming out of South Korea. Take this year's Korean Film Festival in Australia for example, where 8 of its 18 films are made by women. That's almost half the program. From Kim Cho-hee's delightful Lucky Chan-Sil, The Antidote for Those Tired of Hong Sang-soo, to Im San-hae's An Old Lady, a film that deftly explores ageism and sexism in a Me Too world, there's plenty in the way of women-created content to explore in KOFFIA's program. Beyond KOFFIA's choices, a great selection of work from other talented Korean women has also been programmed around the world in recent years that are certainly deserving of your attention. So with an eye towards the future, we look at some of the women leading South Korean cinema into the next century. But before that happens, let's first acknowledge some of the women who paved the way. Names like Im Sun-rae, the directing veteran who last made the nourishing slice-of-life drama Little Forest, Jung Jae-eun, best known for her coming-of-age ensemble drama Take Care of My Cat, and Lee Kyung-mi, the director behind the thriller The Truth Beneath, which she co-wrote with Park Chan-wook, the new Netflix original drama series The School Nurse Files, and one segment from Netflix's anthology series Persona, starring Korean singer-songwriter IU. These filmmakers and more have had success both independently and commercially and should definitely be sought out.
궁극적으로는 좀 위안이 되는 영화를 만들고 싶다라는 이야기를 항상 했기 때문에
If you're at all familiar with the works of Yasujiro Ozu or Taiwanese filmmakers like Ho Xiaoxian and Edward Yang, you'll feel comfortable with Yoon Dam-bi's fantastic debut feature, which she made as a graduation project from Dankook University's Graduate School of Cinematic Content. Moving On tells the story of a working-class teenage girl's family who moves into their paternal grandfather's home after her father's divorce. Her aunt soon moves in too, and over the course of one summer, we see this family experience the ups and downs of life. It is a beautifully low-key film. The actors that make up the family have uniformly great chemistry and are incredibly authentic as a family. In our review of the film, Amir wrote, "It takes a lot to make a family appear believable, to hit those notes of a family from bickering to genuine concern, and moving on is in a class all on its own." And we can't help but agree that might appear to director Yoon too, whose talents have already earned her awards all around the world.
우리 엄마 아빠 진짜 사이가 안 좋으시거든. 근데 내가 안 헤어지게 할 거야.
Director Yoon Ga-Eun's immersive approach in depicting the worlds of preteen girls and children earned her a fan in director Bong Joon-ho, who named her as one of the 20 rising filmmakers to watch out for in the 2020s. Along with Koreeda and Kiarostami, he stated that she is one of the few directors with a rare gift for working with children. In her latest film The House of Us, 11-year-old Hana is trying desperately to salvage the imminent divorce of her parents. Meanwhile, she befriends a pair of sisters, Yumi and Eugene, whose parents live away from the city to work and make ends meet. Together, the three of them form their own little found family unit while trying to protect their own homes. Director Yoon said in an interview with the Korean Film Council, "I want to keep telling stories about children as long as the children will allow it and as long as I can do it well enough. I also want to tell stories about people that take root in reality."
그리고 뭔가 일단 몸이 바뀌면 삶에 대한 생각이나 가치관이나 태도가 얼마나 바뀔 수 있을까라는 의문에서 좀 출발하게 된 이야기라고 할 수 있을 것 같습니다.
It's hard to believe that Our Body was director Han Kararam's graduate film, yet her independent feature has already been included in the Korean Film Archive's Top 10 Korean Films of 2019 and drawn praise for lead actress Choi Hee-so's performance, a rising star in her own right. Lacking a sense of identity and purpose after years of studying, 31-year-old Ga-Eun takes up jogging after a chance encounter with another woman, Hyun-ju. They form a close friendship and Ga-Eun begins making changes in her life and developing more confidence. From there, director Han's considered study of depression, millennial restlessness, and challenge of the male gaze takes over, providing viewers with a wholly original film experience that's both self-reflective and liberating. This is one of the most honest studies of a woman's complex relationship with her body. Don't walk but run to see this.
그래서 제가 작업했던 영화들의 주인공들이 다 이제 청년이었고 저도 또 청년이어서 일상에서 그냥 아이디어를 얻는 편인데
Maggie is a film that will certainly speak to a younger audience and is perhaps the most stylistically distinguished of all the films that we've mentioned. Director Yi beats the sound of her own drum in her debut feature, which unfolds as a series of vignettes connected by the theme of trust and communication. In our review of Maggie, Claire wrote, Maggie offers an approachable experience that's both relatable for most young people and empathetic to the issues the film explores. Her unique style and vision is probably what earned her the Best Director prize at the most recent Wildflower Film Awards, an event that honors the best of Korean independent cinema. For more of director Ok-Seop's work, check out her YouTube channel where you can see some of her previous short film work.
우정이나 사랑이나 집이나 돈, 계기가 있었던 거라기보다는 제일 좋아하는 모든 소재들이 들어가게 된 것 같아요.
While director Go-Woon's most recent work is the segment Kiss Burn for Netflix's anthology series Persona, it was the 2018 debut feature Microhabitat that got her notice, especially after it won both the Best Director and Best Actress prizes at the Wildflower Film Awards. 30-something Miso lives simply in a tiny apartment in Seoul. When prices in rent, cigarettes, and alcohol rise, she decides that paying rent is no longer worth it and chooses to work as a housekeeper for old friends for accommodation. An incredibly kind, non-judgmental person, whiskey, cigarettes, and her boyfriend are just a few indulgences she has in her life. Her way of living doesn't conform to societal standards, and as she travels from home to home of her old friends, we see how increasingly unsustainable it is despite her best efforts. The challenges that millennials face, such as rising housing costs and unemployment, are tackled head-on in this film with both dark humor and also great empathy.
은희의 얘기를 통해서 그 영화 속에서 관객들 한 명 한 명이 자기의 경험에 기억들로 이렇게 딱 들어갔으면 좋겠어요.
One of the biggest hits on the film festival circuit in 2019, scooping up prizes at Busan, Berlin, and Tribeca, House of Hummingbird soared all over the world, including achieving popularity in its home country of South Korea. This quiet coming-of-age film follows ordinary 14-year-old Eun-hee set against the backdrop of Seoul in 1994. Sensitive and deeply felt, the film is unafraid to tackle issues such as gender, class, sexuality, and mental health. Eun-hee explores relationships with both boys and girls, and when asked about it, director Kim states, "Bisexuality just exists, so I depicted it." That statement is key to her filmmaking, treating her characters and situations with unassuming grace and as matter of fact. In an essay I wrote for the film, I highlighted the ways in which the film depicts some of the most complex and well-written female relationships on screen in recent years. Although gender equality behind the camera in South Korea and around the world could always be improved, the continued visibility of these Korean filmmakers and their films on the International Film Festival circuit does help to create more opportunities for other women filmmakers in South Korea to have their films seen and their talents nurtured. It is also fairly heartening to see that many of these women filmmakers are being supported by government grants and funding. Director Bora once said in an interview with Mubi about her film House of Hummingbird, "Growing up as a woman in Korea was tough, but was also a gift at the same time. If I were a Korean man or a white male in the States, I would not have been able to make this film." With their bold and confident work, these women and many more are helping usher in a new generation of filmmaking in South Korea as it phases into its next century. And if the quality of these films are anything to go by, it's that there's plenty to look forward to in the future.